Hello and welcome. This is going to be another episode of The Love Pink Show. This is going to be Zybero Casting for you. What we have here today is going to be a 1v1 match in the Bronze League. We have the Red Zerg Chicago here, and then we have the Green Zerg Ernner here. So Zerg versus Zerg, I don't think we have one of these up yet, so we should see how things go. Looking pretty equal so far. A slight gap in the production here, with Chicago taking a very minimal lead. So a little bit of big news we have. The Love Pink Show has actually signed on and partnered up with a gaming clan who do have many members in the top 200 North American ladder ranks of Starcraft 2. So some casts of those games should be up soon, and hopefully we can get you guys some very high level players. So it looks like Chicago has sent his drone out. He's gonna scout. I'm not sure what this drone is doing. Okay, so he's going early gas here. Back in Chicago's base, nothing there yet. Chicago is, however, supply blocked currently. Chicago just making it to the ramp of his opponent now, so he is going to scout. It does look like he's going to see everything as he is. He does have a lot of moves queued up there. Chicago's still supply blocked, but his overlord is on the way now. Ernner sending a drone to counter there. And just keeping more drones coming. And he is going to start getting his gas now. Spawning pool going down for Chicago. And it looks like he is still running around with his drone in Ernner's base there. Not a lot going on right now. It is early on and nothing much is really going on. So Ernner does have the advantage on the worker count, but Chicago did get his spawning pool down and has started getting more drones since then, whereas Ernner is not really doing much. Let's look at APM here. Chicago is averaging 65 with a current of over 150. Ernner is averaging about 30 with a current of 15. Oh, well, I'm really good at pausing the game. Sorry for that again. I do try and go back to production, and I assume it's P, and I know it is D, but I keep hitting P. Chicago's still leading this drone. Looks like just around in circles right now. Spawning pool is going down here. Chicago is just getting nothing right now, but there are drones and a spawning pool for Ernner. As of the Love Pink Show, we are in the middle of exams right now at college, so sorry for the slowdown on our games, and maybe I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of a gap soon for videos coming out as we are working through exams. The lair is coming now for Chicago. Or sorry, no, he's expanding, that's what that is. And spawning pool just about to pop here for Ernner. Nobody really has any attacking units, and they both haven't really saturated their minerals that well. So if either of these players do happen to watch this, one suggestion I would highly recommend is making sure that you get your mineral line saturated. As Zerg, you definitely want to take advantage of expansions like Chicago's starting to here now, and you want to make sure that you're not supply blocked, which Chicago did have a problem with at the very beginning there. Some good things about this map, with the two Zelnaga towers here, you can control basically the sides of the map, watching if someone's expanding or moving, kind of trying to flank you. And then there is just the center field there. So if you keep control, of these two towers, and then have your army somewhere in the middle here, maybe behind your grass, so you can surprise them. Maybe like one guy burrowed over of your zerg, or somebody air at least, so you can see past the grass and they can't see you, so you can start attacking early. Same thing on this side. That's kind of the key ways to take a hold of this. One thing to remember is you do have your natural expansion here, and then there is a second expansion which is blocked off with rocks here. High yield are here, and they are not naturally blocked off. So this drone chasing still going on. A few zerglings now on the field. Roach Warrens come. Roach Warren for Chicago as well. He's just getting his second gas. He has his first one up and running, and his hatchery did finish. Still no second gas for Ernner here. But it looks like those zerglings are going to go and try to kill this drone finally. Nothing going on at this expansion yet. Roaches on the way for Ernner. Roaches on the way for Chicago. He did get... his queen is kind of slacking here. His queen has actually kept up pretty good. His energy has stayed right around the right mark, but it looks like he did miss his next larva there. So I don't think this is really going to be much early harassing. They both have a few units, but aren't really making a lot or doing really anything with it. His queen dropping a creep tumor here. One thing to keep in mind as Zerg is you can always grab a second queen, have one dedicated to larva, have one dedicated to creep. That'll help you creep the map better, and creep gives you vision and movement speed on your units, so that's always nice, and then larva gets you more units faster. Chicago's starting to take advantage of his expansion here, and it looks like the drone that came to scout from Ernner got cut down rather early, but I do believe that he did see the expansion. He did not see anything in the main base though, but he does have some zerglings and roaches on the way, as he didn't really see much of an army, but Chicago has got a few more roaches since then, so we'll see if he can hold it out. So here we go, the battle's now underway. Ernner moving straight in, Chicago moving straight in. It looks like Chicago's trying to focus down the roaches. Ernner doing the same thing. It looks like Ernner's not going to pull out because Chicago has definitely won this. Okay, there we go. Ernner's going to back off a bit, but he does have a few reinforcing troops here. Both a few lings and roach. Nobody has any speed upgrades yet though, so everything's kind of slow there. If Chicago had grabbed his roach speed, he could easily micro to pick off a few of them as they're running, and it goes the same to say for Ernner, as he could have picked off as he was running, but Chicago did get himself a little out of position with both reinforcing roaches and the bigger army size on his roaches. He did, it looks like, send another roach out, but that's not really going to do much other than cost him a roach. Chicago doesn't really have much there. He's got a few roaches here, one more coming, two more coming now. Ernner does have 3 roaches coming. Ernner is just going to take out that back roach, and then it looks like he's going to move into the base here. Ernner going straight for the supply line on the expansion. Chicago making some zerglings, some roaches, and Ernner making more roaches. So he is going to take out one drone before Chicago does move in to try and counter. He's going to use both his drones and his roaches to attack here, but the roaches are going to turn and take out all of these drones. Chicago's roaches also going down, it looks like. Zerglings popping here. We'll see if they're gonna be able to take this out. The one Zergling does come down, and reinforcing roaches are gonna come down, and it looks like Ernner's roaches are going to die. He does have some backup roaches here, though, so he could prevent a counter if Chicago had decided to go, which it does not look like he is going to. So again, neither team is really doing much with the creep. Chicago could definitely be using his queen better, as it is sitting with 82 spare energy, and he had just used 25 on another larva spawn. Ernner doing the same. He's got 80 there. He has no larva spawning, and he's not really making tumors with the queen. He did make that first one, and then he's using that one to make more. So this queen not really doing much with energy. This queen not really doing much with energy. Chicago's starting to put some workers back at his expansion here. Ernner still has not expanded. That is something you want to make sure you do as Zerg. He's now getting his his lair and his evolution chamber though as well. Chicago does not look like he's going to tech anymore. It looks like he is going to stick with roaches, maybe a few zerglings as well. That is pretty much what both Zerg players have gone, as the evolution chamber is probably going to reinforce something, whether it be roaches or zerglings, or possibly, since he is getting the lair, he could be teching to hydras or something like that as well. Again, Chicago has got himself supply blocked here. He is making 3 more overlords, but again, that is something you want to try and avoid as much as possible. It's better to have extra overlords than not enough. Okay, more roaches on the way. More creep tumors on the way for Ernner. Looks like he is going to throw 3 down here, so he is going to start using this energy from the queen, but we will see if he can keep that going or if he's going to let it kind of slide afterwards. Chicago again, letting his energy stack up very high there. Again, no upgrades for Chicago. He is starting his lair now though, and Ernner is getting his speed for roaches and his attack speed, or his attack for roaches. Ernner has taken center control of the map. He doesn't really have anybody at his base, and he's not really making any more units. I guess he's more focused on teching, but he definitely has the resources to do it, and he definitely has the larva to do it. Chicago also has a lot of gas there, so he could, maybe grab like a research or 2, and he needs to keep on his queen there, whether you throw down a creep tumor or run over here and spawn some larvae here. So there we go. Ernner is going to get a bunch more roaches, and it looks like he's just going to fill the back of his base here with some extra creep, make those overlords do something useful, I guess. He is slowly moving his creep out in groups of 3. I see a lot of players do this. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but you could always kind of spread these out and just move them in different directions and kind of take more map control as you go. It's not really super important to creep bases when you're playing against Zerg. But if you're Zerg and you're playing as Terran or Protoss, if you get the creep under where they would build their nexus or their command center, that's going to prevent them from expanding, and that's going to be a huge lifesaver in the end, because it does give you control of the expansions, and they're going to have to spend resources to detect your creep tumor so they can remove them. Chicago's now getting his spire here, and not really much else. Okay, more roaches coming now. Just one, it looks like. Chicago has resources to spare, but he was a little supply blocked